Alright, so now I'm going to do my bikini line, just trying to figure out the best way to stand here, just to make sure the skin's tight and you guys can see what I'm doing. This is actually the same piece of sugar. I just figured I'd keep using it. It seemed like it had a little more life left in it. I'm actually going to put a little bit of cornstarch on there. So one good thing, like if you do have your bikini on, or bikini bottoms on, and the sugar gets on your clothes, because it is water soluble, it will come out with just you know, your normal wash, or even just wiping it with water. So just don't worry about it getting on your clothes. And there's no like dyes in it, so it won't stain anything. That is something that happened to me before with waxing. I would get it on my clothes sometimes, and I have a few items of clothing still that I just really like, and they have like a few little blue dots on them that I just haven't been able to get out no matter how much I wash them. But I really like the clothing, so I'm like, well, I'm probably the only person that notices like this tiny little blue dot. But just one less thing to worry about with sugar. It's not going to stain your clothes. So while you're doing this area, just remember to pull the skin as tight as you can. Take your time because it is more sensitive. You don't want to get frustrated or impatient because it already hurts or can be sensitive. So it's just better just take your time, do small sections. If you do get like stuck or you know, you're having a hard time with the sugar, just take a moment, wash it off, start again. Like I just try to encourage people to not get too flustered because that just makes it worse. Since the sugar is already going to be kind of hurting you. It's you know, just the more what would you call it, forgiving you can be with yourself. Like don't, you know, just if you're not getting it perfect the first time, don't get mad at yourself. Just take your time. If you just do one little piece at a time, you'll eventually get through it. So hopefully that gives you some hope. Okay, make sure you can see this. So as you can see, my hair is really long. And I've actually been going like to the beach and to the pool with this long crazy hair. And I think one of the reasons I can get away with it is just because it's not as thick as it once was. Before I ever started doing sugaring or waxing, I mean, it would be like pretty much a full bush hanging out of my pants, where now it's just kind of like softer, finer hairs. It's not quite as noticeable. I'm sure there's been some people that might have noticed it and turned the other way, like, oh my gosh, she hasn't shaved, does she know? She has hair everywhere. But for the most part, I really don't think people really notice or they're looking in that area too often, so that's why I feel like I've kind of gotten away with it. And I should mention, you don't have to wait this long to do your sugaring. It doesn't have to be this long. I just happened to just be waiting a long time to get some free time to do a video. So I didn't want to sugar it without catching it on camera. Alright, so this piece is getting hard to remove, and part of it is I am using the medium soft, and this area of my body is going to be a little bit warmer, so it's getting a little melty. So I'm just going to let it sit on. I'm going to attempt to remove it again, and if it doesn't come off, I'm just going to go ahead and rinse it off because I'm pretty well through the bikini. Actually, there's some hairs here. Try to get... And if you're ever like going to a salon and you schedule a bikini wax, this it will be what is kind of the general area to do a bikini wax. It's like any hair that's on the outside of the bikini line, that's considered bikini wax. So you don't have to take your underwear off for just a traditional bikini wax. Once you get into modified bikini, they're going to come in a little bit further. Sometimes you can just pull your underwear or bikini in a little bit and they can remove the hair. And then the full Brazilian, of course, it's easier. Most people just have you remove your whole underwear and then they can just remove everything. Trying to get that last area off. It's always like trying to find like the right angle to pull. Okay, there we go.